God, me sick, me Reggaeville.
Reggaeville family, this is Munchy. I'm coming to you straight from Kingston, Jamaica, in the middle of Reggae Month and Black History Month. And I welcome brethren from long time, Walshy Fire.
First time on Reggaeville, yeah. Yeah, my Walshy Fire. Welcome to my house.
Thank you for welcoming us. I'm saying this from long time because you might not recall, but I found a picture. It's not yet the 10-year challenge. It's still just 9 years old, but there is a picture of us that we took in Munich 9 years ago. So
was it at a festival or was it at a club?
At a club show.
Can you remind me what the
I will insert it so everybody can see that we still look that young.
Yeah, we do look. So, but can you remind me like who else was playing or what the name of the night was?
Well, it was in the middle of Munich, and it was put up by Scene, right? By Gabriel and Toby.
Remember their clothes, Scene?
Yes.
You remember that? Scene's clothes?
We still have them, we still wear them.
But do they still make them?
I'm not sure if they're making them still right now, but they did up until lately, yeah.
Oh, man. It's so crazy when you think about like reggae's influence and dancehall's influence on certain parts of the world, and Germany was just one of those places where it exploded. It literally exploded. Like it never catch on in France like that. South Italy it caught on. Some cities in Italy it caught on. Spain it never really caught on like that, to where they were doing it on a level kind of beyond Jamaicans, where they had interpreted culture kind of like how Japan did, right? Where they interpreted the culture and was like, yo, these words are wicked, these pictures are wicked, the artwork on the walls is wicked, the poster artwork is wicked. So they interpreted that into their own thing in Germany, and Scene was one of those people, man. Big up Scene. I haven't seen those guys in forever. Big up, man. I'm sure I got a Scene shirt somewhere because they made classic clothes, man. So big up.
Yeah, man, we love their thing. It was very creative. You would see me every now and then still wearing a Scene shirt, in an interview.
Do you remember the name of the club?
No, I don't recall the name of the club. I don't recall it. Where we can find out. But you clashed with, remember Goldskin? Yeah. You clashed with him that very night, kind of.
Yo, it's funny, because, I've done this. Can you imagine I've done this for the last 25 years, 4 nights a week, but I still remember certain things. Like, I still remember the journey. And so I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. So thankful. Glad you're here.
Yes. And so we're here now at Reggae Month, still on this journey, because it didn't end as yet, luckily and gladly. Is this a special month for you, or because you kind of mentioned it, is every month of your life a Reggae Month?
Right. It's like being black. Every day is black. So it's like, but I appreciate the acknowledgement. I appreciate the acknowledgements that take part globally. So think about how much genres of music don't have a month, but globally everybody kind of has accepted that this is Reggae Month. Bob Marley's birthday, I think, being the key reason why this month is Reggae Month. But yeah, man, me just give thanks and all love. It's such a positive thing to hear somebody say Reggae Month or to hear somebody say Black History Month. It's such a positive energy behind it that I definitely love the fact that it's acknowledged, for sure. So big up.
So I figure February is a very busy month for the people in the reggae industry. What are you working on right now at this moment?
Right now at this moment, but they're Jamaican. What may I work on? My kids just got back home. I'm sure they're going to interrupt this at some point, but they'll just say what's up. I'm working on several things currently. As in new projects, I'm working on Coco T's album now. Yeah, so Coco T, the legend. I think that's what I'm going to do, is every year or every 2 years, I'm going to reach out to somebody that's just my favorite artist and do an album with them, probably try to make them collaborate with younger artists and kind of make that like a tribute. And hopefully younger people will be more familiar with a veteran artist in a light that might be a little different versus like a veteran artist kind of just drop a song or drop an album, but the younger people are just so disconnected because they're in their own little bubble. So if I can connect the two, it'd be amazing. As well as Nomads. I just finished their album. Yeah, man. and their first video dropped called Clark's Like This. Shout out to Reggaeville, always premiering their stuff. And the next video we're gonna drop is called we just shot it. Why can't I remember right now? My mind is in frazzle line. Hold on. Oh, it's Nomads in Town.
Okay.
Yeah, man, and it's a dope song, a really dope sample from a Dennis Brown record with a very hip hop, you know, like a Damian Marley kind of feel, you know. So shout out to them, man. Great dub poets, great actors, fashion, you know, them fashion ton up. So Nomads, I think, is probably one of the most snoozed on acts to ever come out of Jamaica, ever. Like, they really represent every part of the culture, and you don't really see too many groups do that, you know. I mean, you know how like hip hop has like the five, like they represent the five parts of, you know, reggae. They do, you know, fashion, dub, sound system, you know, DJ, sing, Rastafari. They embody it all. And I'm gonna also try and maybe do a live dub, a poetry album with them, where they're just talking and doing poems. So that's what currently I just wrapped up this month. I'm always doing stuff though. Like, that question would be endless. The answer would be endless. Yeah.
That's why I said just right. No, I mean, you mentioned people like Coco T. He's a veteran, so it's great to do work with him. But you always also do a lot of work with young artists on the rise. You mentioned the Nomads, that you'd say they're underrated. So how would you spot young talents, maybe not yet that known talents? How do you keep track of what is going on, who is out there, what channels you follow, or what people?
All right, well, great question. And to answer the middle question of how do I keep track, I have to say shout out to everyone out there who helps me keep track. I think people see the position that I'm in and they say, yo, Walshy Fire, Major Lazer, he's got a lot of eyes and ears to help promote the culture, and he's very willing. And I feel it is my duty to. I feel very thankful to be in this position, and so I take a huge responsibility to continue to promote the Caribbean music. And so a lot of the time people reach out to me. DM, a friend. In case of Koffee, Julian from Reggaeville is how I found out about Koffee, because he saw her YouTube video. I don't know if he reposted it on Reggaeville, something like that, you know. But me and him were working on mixtapes called Reggaeville, and we were featuring young artists and just doing mixtapes with them. And I don't know how much more of those I could do. It's extremely time consuming, but I feel like I owe I feel indebted by Reggae and Dancehall to continue to promote the young artists. So I will keep doing them. It's just extremely time consuming. So referrals is a major part of how I keep track. People tell me Wagwan. Chronics, Jesse Royal, Kabaka Pyramid, those are all three people that someone told me about and said, yo, you need to listen to them people, yo, them youth are bad. That's how I got to know them. So I'm in so many genres of music, and I'm so glad that reggae accepts me as a person who has been doing reggae for so long. I know a lot of young people just see Major Lazer and they don't know my history at all. They don't know Black Chiney. They don't know anything about that. They don't know that I've been doing reggae and dancehall for 25 years. Hardcore too, not like as a hobby, as a full-time gig. So if they don't know that, it's I have to give thanks to you and other outlets that do introduce me to them newly, or remind them for those that might have forgotten. But I am in several genres of music, lots of genres of music. So it's very difficult for me to maintain a grasp on everything and say, yo, hip hop, EDM, Latin music now, Spanish music. I have a finger in everything. I'm producing for all of those. Yeah, I produce Spanish music, hip hop. And so I have to say, people tell me Wagwan is the most is the also DMs. I listen to everything everyone sends me, and I always find a gem every now and then. That's why I do. So those are the two main ways I keep up.
So in between listening to DMs and whatever people send to you, you get to sit down sometimes and just listen music for fun.
Oh, no, no, I know. That's a big hush too because let me not lie. Music is fun. I still love music. And when I hear something that's amazing, I'm having a great time. How often do I get a chance to sit and listen to songs that I love that have nothing to do with anything new and listen to those songs consecutively? Rare. And my favorite music of all is old soul. Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Louis Armstrong, uh, um, it's in my head right now. Her name begins with an E. I'm sorry. I don't know why. My mind is going really fast. But all of these artists are my favorite genres of music.
Okay.
And I barely get to listen to that. And I love that music. I could listen to that from now until I die and not change the music and be very happy.
Oh, okay.
So, rarely.
Okay, so hopefully more time in the future. Maybe you can take out some time, you know?
Also, why don't I, mentally my mind is going, maybe I should make some of that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make music that has that old soul vibe. So when you hear some of my music, hopefully, especially some of the stuff I'm doing, like I have some songs with Randy Valentine, and Randy Valentine has that old soul. I'd love to work with like Bitty McLean, artists that have that old soul, Glenn Washington, Barris, and draw that soul out of their music. So I do think to myself, well, I love it. Why don't I create it? But time will tell. Hopefully, we'll get to work on the Cocoa Tea album. I have a few, so
Okay, nice.
yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to hearing them.
Yeah, man.
So when you get all these messages, you listen through a lot of people's music. What is the criteria that for you to decide, okay, this is someone I want to work with, or this is someone I want to highlight, or maybe go for a mixtape, or whatever you chose to do?
Well, it really isn't a criteria. Not like I have a list. If I like it, I just like it. Some people's voices are horrible, and I like it. Because one thing I realized about like reggae music, especially, is you never sound good enough. You laugh because you know it's true. You don't have to be in key. We all know that like Bob Marley was not a great singer if you go classically and into trained singing. But the soul he evoked, the emotion he evoked is what made him the greatest singer ever. And that's why I like old soul, because those people actually really can sing, but it's more about the soul, the vibe and the energy, right? So once the energy is in the song and I'm like, yo, this body, we're going. I'm a reply. If I don't reply, that means I don't like it. Yeah, I don't have time to like give people critiques and like tell them, yo, so I don't really like this.
Well, fair enough.
I just keep it moving. Yeah, man.
But is the hype a factor for you? Would you say, okay, this is something I can sell and this is going to create a buzz, or you just do when you feel good?
Correct. Yeah, man. The hype has never been a part of what I do, and some people tell me that's a bad thing. Like I have some people tell me, say, yo, why work with a young artist? 'Cause like, for instance, I have a young artist right now that I'm working with named Ray Soul, and he's from Spanish Town, and he does a very gospel-y kind of reggae music, right? He might not even have 500 followers on Instagram. Hey, you guys follow Ray Soul on Instagram, man. Big him up. WRAYSOUL. Follow him because he has a couple clips on there. But when somebody tells me like, yo, Walsh, why you just don't get a girl who shows side boob and has 500,000 followers? That's an easy sell. Let's be clear. That's an easy sell. Why hasn't Walshy Fire done a song with one of the because really and truly it's the female them that kind of have that ability. Why hasn't Walshy Fire done a song with one of the girls whose Instagram has 500,000 views and she has never sung her life? She has no desire to sing really, and it's not until she's accumulated all these views that somebody says to her, "What are you doing with this? You should be making money from this." That then someone says, "Yo, why don't you just sing? There's vocoders now. You don't actually need to write. You don't need to have any vocal talent at all, and you don't need to have any soul. You can just go up there and do it." Why haven't I done that? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do that and just see how it works out. And if I get rich, then I'll be like, okay, well, that wasn't too bad. That's the formula. But no, to be honest with you, and I'm not against somebody who has 500,000 followers, but don't link me, or don't think I'm going to link you if I can see that you are not really, really real about this music. You know, if I can sense that you're a hype, like, you know, it's like when you see DJs now and you realize, they don't really love DJing, you know. And of course I'm speaking about like just a certain group of DJs, but there's a certain, there's a good, maybe majority of DJs now don't really love DJing. They love taking pictures for Instagram. And they love the fashion that they can wear behind the turntables. And then they love the attention, because that's the generation we're in, right? The attention generation.
Doesn't even apply to DJs only.
Right, but I'm just saying, DJ, come here, DJ, and you are DJ. So, yeah, no, it applies to every aspect of life, every single, But musicians, it's the same thing. You realize, like, yo, these guys and girls that are musicians, none of them don't really want to do music. They just want to play the game and leverage it to the next level, and then get rich and then do something else, and then do something else. And me no work with them there. I don't work with those guys. I don't work with them at all. I've always been very integrity, like Monique said to Steve Harvey, is a major part of why I think I've been successful. Is that most people say, yo, Walshy does very real music. He keeps it very real. He's not in it for the money at all. He's in it for the culture. He's in it for representing properly the culture as it was given to me properly. It was given to me properly. I can thankfully say, when somebody first handed me a Gregory Isaacs album, the presentation of the album and then the music that followed it made me love the culture and say, yo, this is amazing. And I understand why people are flying from Japan and Germany to buy these records, because this is undeniably dope. And so I want to be able to present that with new artists to the next people to say, yo, wow, what a great way this was handed to me, and it's palatable, and I can appreciate it. It's not just thrown at me. So I feel like I have a role in this, and I'm gonna keep playing my role.
And the realness you mentioned, is that something that you also found with people like Koffee or Tóke, or what did you like about them?
Tóke is a good example. Koffee is clearly a good example, where every single line in her music, she put her heart in it. Every bar, every one of them, you're like, yo, she put her heart in this. Like when you listen to Throne or you listen to Toast, you almost feel like you're her friend. You feel like you're with her on her journey to figuring out. When she's like, hello, Proto, you feel like you're just standing next to her as she meets Protege for the first time. Spectacular photo. And it's just lyrically wicked. Tóke, same thing. I met Tóke in Bali with Ras Muhammad, and we had dinner. Everybody pulled up on the scooters, you know what I'm saying, Bali style, skirt with the scooters, and we sat down and we had some awesome vegetarian food. And Ras Muhammad, I think, was already big at the time, so him co-signing Tóke was like me, the way I'm talking about the music being presented correctly. Ras Muhammad presents the music an amazing way, and that's why we love him, because he cares. He gives a big damn about how the music is represented and how it's presented. And so when he presented Tóke to me, even though me and Tóke were already speaking, and Tóke was like, yo, man, I gotta bring Ras Muhammad. But when we sat down, Ras Muhammad was like, yo, and really presenting Tóke like, you need to hear this guy in bud. And so yeah, I had already heard him. Of course, I had already, but I just never met him and got the real vibe. But when I sat with him, and then I continue to listen to his music to this day, and hopefully, me and him have talked about doing an album together. So hopefully we could do something. But Tóke is a great example of somebody that I realize loves it so much, and is talented, and I will always work with those people.
Nice, yeah, man. I fully agree. I really love his works as well. And when I also met him for the first time, it was really impressive how he just put his heart in it, you know. So speaking of young talents that you meet and that you want to push, and so you have some little secrets, some people that you are pushing right now, where you say, okay, this is the next big deal.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because you never know. This is an unpredictable. Music is just too unpredictable. No one thought Toast was going to be that big. None of us did. And I remember, I was in the studio when she was voicing it. I was actually in the studio when she was voicing it.
So what were the expectations actually?
That it was going to be a great song and that people would love it. But none of us expected it to be such an amazing song. You want to come say hi? All right, he's not coming over to say hi. Let's see if he does. But yeah, I've never put expectations on music. With Lean On, I never put expectations on that. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do to make this song big and play my role, and everybody played a role on the team. And Koffee also has a great team. Pierre, Tamara Chang, Palmer before Tamara Chang. Great people that played their role very well and helped really put her in a place where she can create the music and the people can really appreciate it and get it the proper way. So everybody that I work with, I feel always has the potential to be unbelievable. Like the song I did with Blessed, that's called Money Don't Grow on Trees, and it's nominated for a Juno Award now, which is big. Yeah, with the Expanders, and that's big. Never expected that. So the lesson learned is do music with the integrity, do music with the energy that you feel is gonna resonate with other people with good energy. It's kind of like I had a friend one time say to me, good people throw good parties. Because I was like, man, you always throw good parties. And he was like, good people throw good parties. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're a good person. Assholes throw asshole parties. And it's true. And I do believe the same thing with music. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, good people make good music. And that's just what it is. And I feel like I'm a good person. And therefore, I feel like the people I work with are good people. And I feel like the collaboration makes good music. And it goes to good people. And if those people are just a few hundred people, that's all we're doing it for then. We don't care, But I do believe that those 100 people are so passionate about good music when they get it, that they campaign for it harder than you ever could. Like they do a better marketing job than you could ever pay somebody, because they're hitting share and telling everybody like, yo, you need to hear this song. And so that's what I want to keep, I want to continue doing, is making music like that people are passionate to hit that share button and tell their friends.
I think that's what it's gonna boil down to at some point, when we're all overwhelmed with clicks and likes and numbers and this, and everybody can create content and share and hype and what have you. Eventually you're gonna be so overwhelmed that you're just gonna like what you actually really like, and then when it comes from your heart, that's
and weirdly enough, you're gonna get so overwhelmed with music that somehow you're gonna stop looking and somebody's gonna have to send it to you. Somebody's gonna have to say, yo, I came across this, because I do believe good music is found, is discovered. I do believe that. I don't believe that good music is just pops up in your email. I believe that good music is actually discovered. I mean, I remember as a record digger not knowing what would be on a vinyl, but wanting to listen to every vinyl. Like, first you go by the cover art, you know, the cover art was like, yeah, look at this, it's a great picture. But then after a while, it's like, nah, some of this stuff got horrible cover art and it's great music. So you start to get into it. And then I worked at a record shop in New York City, in Brooklyn, called Beach Street. I worked there for a year. And when I worked at Beach Street in Brooklyn, that's when I saw the real diggers who lived that life. Like, I thought I was a digger. There's people who, man, we're talking about they lived that life every week. They were there. Because I wasn't every week or two, but I did eventually do other things in life. All them do is dig. And they would put a record on the table and you'd just be like, yo, you'd look up like, I work here. What is that? And it's because I hadn't gone through, it's a million records at this place. You know, but them go through everything. So, yeah, I definitely feel like there's just a new thing that's happening, and I'm glad I'm a part of it. And I appreciate anybody who allows me to enter their space musically. But most of the time, you're going to accidentally find it. You're going to accidentally find it. Someone's going to share it, give it to you, or it's going to just appear. One day you're just going to buck it, and you're going to be like, what is that? And it's going to be good music. So